one of the biggest mistakes with faith in God that I see is this. People try to plan something out. They have sort of a mental image of a script of how things are supposed to happen, and then things don't follow that script, and they're like, oh, throw up their hands like, oh, this stuff doesn't work for me. It just works for that guy on TikTok. See, a lot of times we don't see how God's going to bring that about. And sometimes we don't see God's truth in this crazy world that we live in. Let me give you just a quick example. When I first started stepping out and praying for people in public or whatever, I've told many people I was terrified at first, okay? So I'm going to step out with what we call a word of knowledge. In other words, you feel like the Lord has given you something, some piece of information about somebody. So I approached this woman. I felt like the Lord was telling me something was wrong with her neck. And so I asked her, I said, hey, is something wrong with your neck? And she goes, no. Now, a lot of people might have stopped right there. And see, that's what people do a lot of times, whether it's in a new job, a new relationship, financial things. It doesn't go like you think it's going to go, and then you stop believing God. But I just kept on. And she said, well, my back hurts. And I thought, well, hey, that's pretty close. Maybe I missed it, by just a little bit. And so we prayed, all of her back pain went away. And this was like one of the very first times I'd ever done this, okay? And so then after her back pain had went away and I had kind of thought, well, hey, I just missed it. Suddenly she grabs her neck like this and she goes, what are you doing to me? Now I'm standing probably at least 5 feet away from her, or if not more. And I go, what do you mean? She said, my neck is burning right now. So there was something wrong with her neck, but she didn't know it. And the Lord was healing that. He was confirming. So if I'd have had the attitude of like, okay, well, this is how all this is going to go. And when she said, no, my neck doesn't hurt, and I could have ran away with my tail between my legs, right? But I kept on persevering, and it made it even a bigger miracle to both of us. Let me give you another example. Now, I'm talking about like healing type miracles, but that's not all that I mean, okay? Sometimes these just show you how God works, and it's very easy to get a grasp on it. There was a famous healing evangelist that had a glass eye, and he could see out of that glass eye. He had been prayed for, and he could see out of that glass eye. Now, that's crazy. That makes no sense, and that was part of his thing. That people would tape this eye shut and he would read things out of his glass eye. He was seeing with no eye. That's crazy. And I've heard the same with people with ears, hearing but with none of the ear parts, but they can still hear. So God doesn't do it sometimes like we think he will, but trust him. He's good.